Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS and the inventor of the CTKS method and BORSOG trading. If you're new, a very warm welcome and welcome back KS family. From my 30 plus years in financial markets, I explain the smart money mindset to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, gaining real wealth and positive excellence in the process. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto and stock markets, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, please subscribe to YouTube. I've left helpful links in the description of this video, such as the tax software I use, and links to the CryptoTradingKS Masterclass. Please seek out an ambassador to get 80% off. And you can also apply for the CTKS Partial Masterclass Scholarship. The links are in the description of this video. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin is currently down 0.8% to 18,777. Ethereum is down 2.58% to 1286. In the week ahead, Fed Chair Powell will speak twice, and a raft of other economic data is coming out. This could cause a degree of turbulence in the markets. In the week ahead, the housing market and consumer spending is in focus. We've seen a lot of weakness in global markets recently, and Masterclass students, you'll get a deep dive on this chart in LV19. We're getting down to the previous low. The question is, do we bounce up and actually keep on going up, or do we break through that particular low and keep going down? When we look at the 9 sell-offs and recoveries in the S&P 500 since 1966, we can see that the GFC was a very ugly period, the worst period since 1966. We've had a number of others, for example, the oil price crisis from January 73 to January 78, this light blue line. But we've had some other eventualities on price where price actually tends to bottom out and rally up. So we have to keep an open mind, even though the markets are incredibly negative at the moment. The MSCI All Country World Index, or the ACWI, is considerably weaker at the present time, but we know the price moves in waves. It doesn't go all down and it doesn't go all up. It's always moving in a wave as it goes. We would expect a retracement at some stage. But we can see the main markets are incredibly oversold. Only 4.37% of S&P 500 stocks are above their 50-day moving average. When we look back in time at occurrences like this is very, very oversold conditions. So just bear that in mind. We could get a technical bounce, but the markets are very uncertain. The US dollar currency index has been on an absolute rampage, and we can see that it's passed through many structural resistance levels. It's currently trading at 112.995. It's just above a key support at 112.731. We may expect price or the DXY to trade down to this support level before resuming back up. Of course, nothing is guaranteed in financial markets, so we need our 3 potential probabilities. The probability of coming down and retesting. The probability that price will continue to go up because it's passed through so many resistance levels and they are now support levels. And the probability that the DXY will just fall down through all of these support levels. You always want to do your BORSOG code. And you can do this for your entire portfolio or any specific trade as well. What's the probability, do you think? Is it going down, flat, or up? And what's the percent probability of things either moving against you, going neutral, or going for you? And how in sync do you feel? Most times people do the BORSOG code for their overall portfolio and the overall market, but you can do it for a specific trade as well. When it comes to crypto technical analysis, we're very, very scientific as a community. The first thing that we do is that we mark up our charts with the CTKS method. You've seen that done with the DXY. Then we look outside the crypto market, checking world events, collecting probabilities, and checking the stock markets. It's very important to gain an overall macroeconomic perspective. And then we come back into the crypto market, finding the market's focus, understanding that opportunities do reset daily, and enhancing our pattern recognition. But before we buy or sell, before we pull the trigger in either direction, we must master emotional control, and that's all about positive excellence. If you don't master emotional control, if your emotions have mastered you, you'll buy and sell at the wrong times, and you get really angry about it. Looking at the main markets, and of course some of these actual asset classes have futures in them, which means they're up to date. And Masterclass students, you get a deep dive in this chart in TM6, as well as a share of this chart. When we look at the NASDAQ 100, we can see that it's been selling down traumatically. Economic confidence is coming out of the system, and we can see bond prices starting to bounce up as yields actually came down, but yields have been on an utter rampage. And the dollar, the futures of the dollar, the DXY, after an absolutely monstrous upsurge, the dollar is just consolidating, currently around the 113.015 level, and this has actually pushed gold down to the 1651 level. And when we look at oil futures, they've broken below support. It's a pretty pivotal time in the markets at the moment. We can see the put-call ratio has absolutely spiked up. This means the market is increasingly negative and junk bonds have been selling down. This also means that the market is incredibly negative and the VIX is still spiking upwards, gathering potential momentum. Rule 154, risk off at structural uncertainty. There's no greater uncertainty than what we're facing right now. Not all dips are created equal, and there was a story in the Wall Street Journal. Buying the stock market dip is backfiring. Investors keep piling in anyway. And I've been mentioning for a while that these dips could get dippier. It's really important that you don't follow a concept blindly. You need the knowledge and you need to understand what you're doing. We're currently at the Armageddon line, and the Armageddon line exactly communicates what it's all about. If we drop too far through this Armageddon line, we could see a very steep sell-off, and you don't want to be part of that when that occurs. And we can see by zooming in to a narrower time frame, we're currently underneath the Armageddon line. Across the weekend, the markets can be negatively related. So we always expected that we could get some kind of push down in price. But if we get too much of a push down and lose our underpinning support, then the market will be in trouble. We know from Rule 4, price moves in waves, so we always account for what can go against us first. If price goes flat and goes nowhere, we account for that as well. And we also take into consideration if price goes for us, but we do that last. F. Scott Fitzgerald said the test of a first-rate intelligence is the ability to hold two opposed ideas in mind at the same time and still retain the ability to function. Here, as a crypto technical analyst, we do even better than that. We hold three opposing views simultaneously, and we still maintain and retain the ability to function because we look at probabilities. Also, we understand that there's two ways to make money. One is to make money through profits, and one is to make money by avoiding losses. And we look at the markets because of Rule 225. Bitcoin cannot escape the stock market's gravity. The increased strength in the dollar is pushing all the major indices down, and we can see this with the S&P 500. There's not a lot of support below the current levels, so if we get a sell-off through these support levels, This is a big problem. You can see the support levels and the Armageddon line. Everything is just playing out right across markets at the moment. When we look at the Nasdaq Composite Index, we see a very similar picture. Not much support below. We see the same thing with gold. And the inverse of that, we see that the dollar has a substantial amount of support below it. And we're currently underneath the Armageddon line. As crypto technical analysts, we keep a lot of data in our mind as we go through and run the numbers. We can see the shorts in Bitcoin are starting to bottom out and get more and more confidence. This is not surprising given the current state of the main markets. You can see that in the past, short spikes up like this actually drive price down. So we have to be a little bit careful in the market at this particular point of time. Things will become clear. Sometimes the best thing to do is to do nothing. We can see that the longs are starting to get liquidated, and that's actually pushing price down. When we get a cascading series of long liquidations, we get sharp sell-offs like that. Let's have a look at liquidations to contextualize what's going on right now. So we can see in the past 24 hours, there's been 74.39 million in total liquidations across 34,154 positions. And when we look to the last 24 hours, in terms of total liquidations, about 73% have been long. Over the past 12 hours, 79% long. Past 4 hours, 87% long. And the past hour, it's gone the other way, 57.64% short. But this is very close to a borderline reading. It does tend to oscillate around. And we can see we've got fairly light trading as well, but more longs have been liquidated than shorts. It's good to just keep in mind this is very low trading volume. When the markets open up and we get substantial volume inflowing, the markets could get very, very volatile. We look at the main markets because Bitcoin cannot escape them, but because of Rule 45, we also know that no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity either. And we can see this playing out time and time again. As Bitcoin comes down, what happens to all of these tokens? They move in directional alignment with it. But what we can see is about 1% of cryptos go in the other direction. We're really, really interested in those cryptos. In the last 24 hours, global crypto market cap has decreased 0.58% to $925.05 billion. The greatest gainers, Ape up 4.4%, Maker 3.7% up, Filecoin 2.82% up, Atom 2.8% up, BNX 2.2% up. The greatest losers over the past 24 hours. Lunacy down 12.66%, Celsius down 6.35%, Ravencoin down 5.75%, LDO down 5.54%, and Bitcoin Cash down 4.6%. There's often not much news across the weekend, but we can see Shiba Inu's BONE has become the most used smart contract amongst Ethereum whales. Co-founder of Ethereum, Vitalik, wants Doge and Zcash to move to proof of stake. Since the merge, Ethereum has seen a 98% decrease in Ethereum issuance. Also, Californian governor has vetoed the bill to establishing a licensing framework for crypto companies, saying that it's just too premature. When we look at the Bitcoin percent supply in profit, it's currently below 50%. In past capitulations, we've seen that the percent supply in profit has hovered around 36 to 39% on average. We can see that at the moment we're actually quite a way away from that. When C-19 and the financial liquidity crisis in the US hit, we had a percent supply in profit go down to about 43%. In 2015, it came down to about the 40% mark, 36%. And in 2019, it was around the 39% mark. These are statistics that you want to just keep in your mind. When we look at the percent of UTXOs in profit, we can see at the moment we're looking at about 70.834% of the UTXOs in profit. This compares when the C19 and US liquidity crisis hit, the profit dropped to around 39%. And if we look back to the previous bear market, we can see that profit percentage dropped to around 44.5%. This just simply paints a picture that we may have more negative downside action to come, something to just be aware of. Does this actually mean that a crash is coming? Not necessarily. We have to always do our ANF strategy. We just first think about what if price goes against us, and that's a good place to start because generally people look at price going for them first. They think they're going to get every green light as they drive their car of profitability. You will encounter red lights and also cautions. I would simply suggest that there's a caution light flashing on the market right now, and only you can buy or sell. So just do what you feel is best for you, given your particular circumstances. But the markets are always moving in waves, and we see this time and time again. Just because we get a sell-off doesn't mean we can't profit. All we need to do is stay on the right side of the percentage, and that's what BORSOG is all about, which is Rule 621, buy on red, sell on green. But there's a lot of knowledge that goes into that rule, and that knowledge is inside the masterclass. The CryptoTradingKS Masterclass is a premium Rolls-Royce level masterclass on crypto technical analysis using the CTKS method. The CTKS method was invented by myself to update stock market and forex technical analysis in order to apply it to the crypto market where crypto has exponential price action. And if you come across to the testimonials link, you'll see a video as to why I started the masterclass, and you can read a lot of different testimonials from people. I've actually never asked anyone to give a testimonial on the masterclass, but you can see there are a lot of testimonials here. So if you would like to have a look at that, please feel free to do so. And I'd like to let you know that the Perperatum CTKS Masterclass Scholarship Award winner will be named this week. And thank you, Perperatum, for your very kind generosity. When looking at the top crypto projects in relationship to Bitcoin's gravity, and this is really important, you must always do this. This is a professional technique. And what we see is Ethereum moving in alignment with Bitcoin's gravity. BNB looking a bit stronger but still has the same directional bias as Bitcoin. ADA was looking stronger but now is resyncing with Bitcoin's gravity. XRP with an imminent win in the SEC versus Ripple court case. Of course, XRP holders have gone very bananas because they believe that XRP from here can get relisted on exchanges, but the court case will take some time to play out. And if I zoom in here, you can see just how much Ripple is actually obeying the gravity of Bitcoin. Gravity doesn't mean that it impacts just immediately, but it often does. And you can see how XRP was just bolting away from Bitcoin. It was becoming stronger, but it's still obeying these up and down correlations, this directional correlations. Let's have a look at Solana. Solana just being stronger than Bitcoin, which is why we love the alts. The alts are fantastic for that strength. And we can see the same in Doge, except what we can also see is sharp angles reflect. So we must be aware of this. When things take off, they can actually collapse down again. And this is just part and parcel of the crypto space. And we can see DOT currently just following, very much like Ethereum, just a little bit stronger, but still quite weak. Come on, Gavin, get it together. Matic is following Bitcoin's gravity, but with a bit more strength. So as you notice, when Bitcoin starts to sell down, and you can especially see that when Bitcoin sells down hard, you will always get a movement in the alts. About 1% of the alts can temporarily escape Bitcoin's gravity, but it's gravity. It'll get them eventually. That's why, as crypto technical analysts, we look at so many things to understand how to profit from our beloved alts. We have an incredible global community, a globally extended family of people that believe in positive excellence and bringing more kindness, decency, and integrity into the world. But as a community, we also have strength and boundaries. We spoke about entitlement in the last video, and that was just absolutely superb. Entitlement always drives unhappiness. Entitled people think that they're entitled to things that they're not actually entitled to. And because it's unearned, it's always returned. Instead, learning gratitude and counting our blessings is the pathway to happiness, meaning, and fulfillment. Thank you, Brett. And thank you, Tiana. And please note, I don't have WhatsApp or Telegram, but scammers do. And well done to everybody who puts in your BORSOG code. The markets will never know you, but they absolutely know and reward your level of knowledge. And of course, emotional control. Generosity is a powerful ally and it can combat the scarcity mindset. Thanks, Jay. And to Divine Art, positive excellence is giving me the strength to keep learning and to stay on track. Well done, my friend. Yesterday's topic of entitlement was a really good one, and I don't mind if we talk a little bit more about that. Entitlement is the foundation of Zone 1, which is the panic zone. Crypto Turtle said, I would like to add my comment here to people who expect everything to go their way and everything must be perfect. If people focus on contentment rather than entitlement, they will reduce their stress and frustration levels. The world does not revolve around one person, it revolves around all of us, regardless of who you are. Edwin had a phenomenal comment about entitlement, and I think it's going to help so many people. For anyone who is still feeling unlucky, injustice, or the universe owes you, the entitlement mentality can be very toxic if you think you are obligated to receive whatever you wish for. Letting go of entitlement requires gratitude. Stop giving excuses that things should go your way. Instead, embrace adversity. Adversity will train your mind to combat obstacles. You will slowly and surely achieve your goals. Also, combating entitlement mentality starts by giving and then receiving. The market is forever there to punish the entitlement mentality. The more effort and time you give to analyze and learn, the more you will receive in return. The masterclass itself taught me all these in the real wealth section. Without real wealth and positive excellence, the market will slowly devour your motivation, and that's why 99% of the retails will capitulate at times like this. Thanks so much, Edwin. Very, very wise words, my friend. We talk about positive excellence because we want, as a community, as a global family, sustainable fulfillment, meaning, happiness, and success. A lot of people think that money is success. Money is a byproduct of success. It is not success in itself. You could say that there are two basic types of people in the world. Those that feel entitled to take from others, the I win, you lose kind of mentality, and the others that give back to the world. They're generous, and they wish to be of service and help others. Unfortunately, the law courts and prison systems are full of takers, people who think they're entitled without earning. So the concept of entitlement is a really important thing to discuss. If people feel entitled, they're going to undertake behaviors that don't serve them long term, that undermine their meaning, happiness, and success. It's very easy to get caught in a scarcity mindset rather than an abundance mindset. And a scarcity mindset actually is the foundation of the panic zone and the blame zone, zone 1 and zone 2. An abundance mindset is the foundation of zone 3 and zone 4, where we use patience and rules and probabilities, and zone 4, which is mastering of fear. When people feel scarcity, they feel the need to go into conflict. When people feel abundance in zone 3 and zone 4, it's possible to move into cooperation and understanding. Now the question is, how does all this relate to the market? The market will not know you personally, but it does know your emotional control levels. If fear of missing out or fear, uncertainty, and doubt guides your emotional decision-making process, you're going to lose money. And it's unfortunate, and it happens to all of us who are long-term players in the market. We need to get away from the scarcity mindset as quickly as possible. There's no entitlement in this world. The only thing you're entitled to is what you work hard to get. And so few people are taught that rule. They're taught instead that you're entitled to everything. Just show up and you'll get a participation award. The markets are brutal. If you come up to the market and say, "Market, I work so hard for my money. I'm just going to put it on something I don't understand, buying at a level I don't comprehend, and hoping for something I can't get," you're going to get slaughtered by the market. And it doesn't matter if it's crypto, Forex, or the stock market. All the markets are the same. Instead, it's all about patience and rules, knowledge, probability, three-dimensional decision-making, understanding percentages. If it goes down a lot, it will come back up much, much more. Things like that. It's also about reining in your emotions. When a person is led by their emotions, they always act in a very weird manner because emotions are a terrible driver of your life. Our community, our global family, is all about Zone 3 and Zone 4. So if you have anything that you could suggest or share to help people move out of Zone 1, the panic or entitlement zone, and Zone 2, the blame and conflict zone, that would be fantastic. I think that would help so many people. I would love to hear your comments. If you have friends or family who could benefit from positive excellence and what we do each and every day, please introduce them to our community, our global family, by sharing a video. We'd love to see them here. We have one of the best communities on YouTube. Even though we have a lot of volatility in the crypto market, there are always opportunities. That's why we have the CTKS Creed, to prime our minds for profitability in the market. The CTKS Creed is simply a series of positive affirmations you can say to yourself, if you like. I know the universe wants me to succeed. Every day I show kindness, integrity, and gratitude. I know that opportunities in life reset daily. I am worthy. I go slow to go fast. I start small and scale with BORSOG. Life pullbacks give me the strength for the next life rally. And if you're going through a life pullback at the moment, please know that our global community's love and healing thoughts are with you. You're not alone, and the sun will come out again. I am dedicated and committed. I win or learn and never blame. Going through these affirmations can really help you in such a choppy market. And please note, I do not have WhatsApp or Telegram. This is a scammer. Please report them. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care and see you next time. Bye for now.